Have you ever wondered how anime is made? Well, today we're going to take a behind-the-scenes look at some of your favorite animation studios and see how this whole process is done from scratch. It all starts off with a script. The script is produced by the artist who developed the original manga himself, and after a lengthy review process by the director, it gets green-lit and goes into production. Next we have a storyboard. These storyboards include drawing, movements, panning of the camera, and the length of each shot. Next we have layouts for the actual scenery and landscapes that take place. First, they're drawn on paper and it is reviewed. Should we have a tree here? Should we have a building here? And then it actually, once it is finalized, goes to a landscape department where they used to hand paint them. They don't do it so much anymore. Now it is turned into a lot of digital landscapes. But think old school Dragon Ball Z, that's all hand painted landscapes and backgrounds. And think new age One Punch Man, it is all digital backgrounds. Now, however, sometimes they still do paint in regular acrylics, but typically they'll only do that in a scenario where it's faster or it's better for some particular reason. But primarily now it's all digitized because you have all your tools right at hand, it's faster, cleaner, and cheaper. Next we have key animation. Now what key animators do is they draw the first frame, the middle frame, and the last frame, typically, of an animation. So basically, if guy A was gonna kick guy B, he'd have him standing there, he'd have him in the middle of the kick, and then he'd have the kick impacting the guy. After the key animation is done for every frame, it'll go over to the in-between animators. Here's something you might find interesting. When the key animators are drawing, they have to use references so that they get everything correct. Now, here's an example of a key animator using a mirror so that he can look at his hand in order to draw the hand proportioning correctly. After the key animators are done, it goes over to the in-between animators who make sure that that animation is a solid, fluid movement by tracking the 3 pictures that they were given or more and basically drawing the frames in between those in order to give it that motion. Key animators usually are more amateur, they're less expensive. A lot of times they're brought in from Korea over in Japan. And that is part of the reason that Dragon Ball Super Episode 5 didn't look great in a lot of those scenes, is because it was done by less experienced animators who were brought in to do the heavy lifting on those in-between fluid movement animations. Now what you have to understand is that an animation, just a TV series, a 30-minute episode, can have as many as 1,500 redrawn pictures in that single episode. After all the animations are complete, it goes over to compositing. Now compositing is a slew of different departments, but primarily it is the coloring studio, the shading, and this is where they put in and fill all of the lines of the animations that have been created with the correct colors. Now a lot of these companies have entire departments just for the coloring because it is so time consuming. Each of these artists will be given a correct palette of colors to use to ensure that all characters keep and maintain their level and quality of colors throughout the entire animation. Now sometimes they'll be in a cave or in a building where there's not as much light, and they'll be given a different color palette for the darker shades. And that's why sometimes you'll see characters having different shades of color, whether it's their clothes or their skin. The final stage of production is effects. The effects department will take the fully drawn animation, fully colored with landscapes and everything, but basically the rest of the departments are done at this point. And now they'll start adding effects, whether it's lightning, glows, auras, shading, blurs. They'll add various effects to ensure that that animation looks amazing. Glints on swords, more things than you probably even know. A lot of blurs for certain scenes so that it gives it more of a speed motion. There are so many things that the effects department does in the end that really add to the stellar quality of an animation and add those effects that make you love those key moments in that anime. Finally, we go to post-production, which is editing so that the anime, the 30-minute cartoon, is exactly the amount of broadcast time, meaning they may have to cut some pieces out, and we do the voiceovers. The voiceovers are probably one of the more fun stages in this entire process. And you guys probably knew that the voice of Goku was voiced by a woman. But did you know that the voice of Naruto was too?
お世話だって言ってんだ。いい加減にしろよ。 勝手に飛び込んできて、勝手に怪我して、俺一人だったらあんな攻撃なんとでもなったんだよ。
I'm Jake Mastar of Mastar Media. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and I will talk to you guys soon.